Hey guys, long time no see. I've been doing nothing but gaming videos recently, and it's because I have a bunch of gaming videos piled up that need edited and uploaded, so it's starting to stress me out, and I just want it done and over with. There was something that I wanted to sit down and talk about, but first things first, I had a quick announcement that I wanted to make. It is currently the 16th of February, 2023, and I just pre ordered Fatal Frame Mask of the Lunar Eclipse for my PlayStation 4. My inner fangirl's coming out. Oh my god, I cannot believe I just said that. I've just pre-ordered it. And it's gonna automatically download on what, the 9th? The 8th? One of those of March. It comes out on the 8th or 9th of March. So, that being said, the announcement actually is that I have taken off time from work so that way I can stream my first time playthrough. Yes, this is actually a first time playthrough, not like halfway like it was for Maiden of Blackwater. I have never played Mask of the Lunar Eclipse, and I am streaming it across the span of, I'm planning for about 10 days, about 2 hour streams a time. I'm going to stream live my first time playthrough of Fatal Frame Mask of the Lunar Eclipse. I am so excited. You have no idea. It's the only Fatal Frame game I've never played. Well, if you don't count Cursed Memoir, because I haven't played that one either. But I don't think that one's like in the like overarching story of the main franchise. Kind of like how Miku is in the first, the third one, and the fifth one. And then like Mio gets referenced in the third one from the second one, and like I'm pretty sure there is some sort of mention about like the Himuro Mansion in the fourth one, Mask of the Lunar Eclipse. I have seen one playthrough, but it was like 4 years ago, I think. So, do I remember a lot of it? No. I do remember some of it, but this will be my first time playing, immersing, and experiencing Fatal Frame Mask of the Lunar Eclipse. So, I'm planning around like the 10th of March. I'm going to have everything set up, and I'm going to be streaming live my first time playthrough of Fatal Frame Mask of the Lunar Eclipse. So if you want to catch that live, link will be down below. If not, that's fine. I do plan on filming it and uploading it here on YouTube, so you guys won't miss a beat. So, a little bit of a change of mood though. Because I am excited about that announcement. Don't get me wrong. I wanted to make sure to get that out there to you guys, and like I didn't want to just make a 2 minute video talking about it. I don't like really short videos like that. They seem like just redundant. Also that's just more editing for me in a way. But the main thing I wanted to talk about actually isn't something I'm super excited about. Honestly, using the best descriptive words I can find in my English vocabulary, I'm actually extremely pissed about it. And as you guys know, I typically don't swear. I try not to, that is. I don't really see a point in it, but I only really use it when I feel like it's necessary. When I feel like it's necessary, when I get angry, or when I get a bit excited. Because as you guys have experienced in Maiden of Blackwater, I was really bad at censoring myself because I was that excited about playing this game. Mask of the Lunar Eclipse will probably be the same experience, so you've been warned. But in this case, that's the best way to describe it. I'm extremely pissed about this whole situation. And I'm gonna try to talk about it without getting upset and breaking into tears, which will probably happen. I'll try to talk about it without getting too heated, which will probably happen because I am actually kind of an aggressively passionate person. But I want to talk about it. It needs to be talked about. And what it is that about a week ago, maybe two, I can't really keep track of time anymore. I have ADHD, time blindness is a thing. I heard rumors of a How to Train Your Dragon live action adaptation. Where do I even start? From the beginning, I guess? So, the first How to Train Your Dragon came out in 2010. I was still in high school. I I was deep in my Tumblr days. And I was knee deep, if that. I dove head first into the How to Train Your Dragon fandom. It was one of my favorite fandoms I've ever been a part of. Am I really a part of it now? In my heart, yeah, but I think the fandom's probably kind of died off by now. I followed a lot of blogs dedicated to the How to Train Your Dragon fandom, and I would spend hours upon hours on Tumblr finding fan art, fan theories, fan fictions, and it was literally the most fun ever for me. But the best part about that fandom were the ones that were noting the technical side of the 3D modeling, texturing, and animation that went into How to Train Your Dragon. That was my animation awakening. There was a specific person that posted all the time about all these technicalities in the details in the 3D models, the details in the animations, and they explained like the time that went in to do something like this, or the amount of people that had to work on that, or just really opening my eyes to what the animation industry is, to what the animation industry can do. How to Train a Dragon was that film for me. That's why I've always been more of a 3D animator before I'm a 2D animator, but my 3D animation, I'm kind of limited on like the models because I can't make 3D models, at least not yet, I guess. I haven't really gone back to it. Blender stares at me every single time I boot up my PC and says, "Ha! I won this round, didn't I?" Get back at you. I know I will. Um my PC monitor's right here, by the way, if you didn't know. I can't make 3D models, so I'm limited on the resources that I can use in 3D. And 2D kind of left me with more freedom. So that's why I started leaning more into the 2D animation than the 3D, but deep down in my heart and soul, 3D animation is where I really belong. I've always loved it. And it's because How to Train Your Dragon was my introduction to it. How to Train Your Dragon was animated in 3D. Obviously. So it's really hard for me to put my personal biases aside because this movie is as special to me as it is. Not only was the fandom one of my favorite fandoms I was ever a part of, the animation awakening was a huge part of my life. I mean, obviously, dragons. I've always been a sucker for dragons and mythical creatures, but dragons have always been like my favorite thing. So, like, this whole movie dedicated to dragons and everything, it was right up my alley. And not to mention the overarching story of the main protagonist, Hiccup. I related a lot to him with his relationship with his father. My mother obviously was a part of my life, but my relationship with my father was pretty similar as to how Hiccup was in his dad's eyes. I never felt like my dad was proud of me. He always kind of just looked at me like I was different or weak or just worthless. That's a story for a different day. Sorry. I didn't mean to get like that. I just Hiccup was a character that I related a lot to. Among others, I'm sure. So, my personal biases are there. And they're there because the film was made in the media that it was made in. Written by the people that wrote it. Created by the animators and artists that worked on it. That's why it was important to me. And then I heard these rumors. And I was like, no. Like, no. That can't be real. I even told Bradley about it. I was like, that can't be real, right? right? At the time, that's all they were. Just rumors. But then, last night, while I was doom scrolling before falling asleep, John Powell confirmed it. I follow him on Instagram because I love his musical scores, not just because of How to Train Your Dragon, but because of, like, I can recognize his work in other films just when I hear it. I love his stuff. He confirmed it, and he will be doing the score for the live action adaptation. I'm really trying not to get upset. I'm not against films being made in live action. I'm not. I'm really not. Okay? I've always leaned more towards the animation industry. That's just me. Have I sat down and watched a Marvel film? Yeah. Who hasn't? When I was little, I actually really enjoyed Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man trilogy. Like, I'll watch live action films. Like, I just lean more towards animation because that's just my thing. I'm against live action being used as the superior media. Making something live action doesn't automatically make it better. It doesn't. Making something animated doesn't automatically make it better. If there's anything taken from this video, hear my words right here, right now. There are things that can be captured in live action that cannot be captured in animation. There are things that can be captured in animation that cannot be captured in live action. There are things that can be captured in 3D that cannot be captured in 2D. There are things that can be captured in 2D that cannot be captured in 3D. Now, maybe I shouldn't have been saying cannot, because it's not impossible. It's just more difficult, okay? These medias exist for what they are. And right now, I blame the Disney CEO claim that animation is a waste of time and money, that live action is the superior medium. And it's not. It's just not. There are reasons that animation exists. There's reasons that there's 2D versus 3D animation. Excuse me, I have hiccups and I don't know why. There are reasons that they exist. Yes, animation is expensive. Yes, it takes a lot of people and a lot of time. But that doesn't mean it's any less worthy of people's attention. I can't find the words to describe how much it hurts to find out that the live action How to Train Your Dragon is in the works. In my opinion, a live action adaptation, like I said, just being viewed as the superior medium to make films or whatever it is just shoving a middle finger at all the artists and animators who worked on the original. Like I said, I'm not against live action in general. Now, I actually had a huge long conversation with Bradley about it. About how if they were to do, let's say, a prequel. A prequel film about, say, Stoic, when he was young and getting into dragon training. You know, it would be a film where you go into this, you already know who he becomes and what happens. So it's a film where you go into it knowing that, and you're just going into it to see these vast, crazy, epic dragon battles with hyper-realistic dragons, live-action choreographed battles. I'd be fine with that. It'd be similar to, like, you know how there's Cruella. Well, wasn't there actually a live-action 101 Dalmatians versus the original? Was there? Has this been a thing for years and I just forgot about it? Anyway, it'd be like that. How there's Cruella, which is like a spin-off from the 101 Dalmatians movie. I don't know why I almost said series. That kind of thing I'm okay with because it's still kind of creative, you know? It's not just hashing out every penny they can get out of this story or these characters like Frozen 3, Zootopia 2, Toy Story 5. Are you kidding me? We don't need this. See, I'm even against some animated films too. I'm just against Disney, but hey. I'm getting worked up. I'm sorry. I don't mean to. I just, whenever I talk about it, everyone says it makes sense. And yet, the live action adaptations excel. They're great. They make their budget back. And just a little while ago, I made a video about how excited I was about where the animation industry is going due to the fact that hybrid animation is surfacing where you have 3D animation with 2D effects or 2D textures, i.e. Sony Pictures Mitchell's versus the Machines. They're Into the Spider-Verse. Across the Spider-Verse is coming out soon. And then there's Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. There was DreamWorks Bad Guys. Like, I was so excited about this whole hybrid animation thing becoming a real thing, and I thought this was an amazing step for the animation industry, and I still do. But now I feel like we've taken that one step forward only to fall 5 steps backwards. Because why? I don't know. Maybe because we have this weird mentality that live action is the superior medium. Maybe because Disney's CEO said that animation is a waste of time and money. I don't know. But I think now more than ever, people need to voice and express their love and understanding for the artistic side of animation. We're out there. I know we are. I know I'm not alone. I know there are people out there who appreciate animation in a similar volume as I do. Volume? What's the word I'm looking for? I can't think of the word I'm actually looking for, but I hope you guys understand what I mean. I know you're out there. I know we're out there. Why are we quiet? Why do we keep our heads down? Why does it seem so niche to be interested in animation and art? That's the part that needs to change. No matter who shuts it down, there are still more of us out there. I know there are. I wish there was more I could do. But here, at least on YouTube, with me, on Twitch, artists, animators, just people there to hang out and listen. We're there. And we appreciate it. There are art pieces of history that are still important today. Van Gogh, Da Vinci, Michelangelo. Wasn't Michelangelo the one that painted on the ceiling? Like it was in a cathedral or something like that, right? He did the big painting on the ceiling. Why is that? Why is it that we can recognize that that's important, that that's incredible, but when someone does it today, it's a waste of time? Where did it change? This needs to change. And I don't know how, other than just talking about it. Here in my community, here on YouTube, or just hanging out on Twitch, I hang out with other animators and artists, and we just get to appreciate it. We support each other, give each other tips. We keep moving each other forward. And that's what we need to do. Yes, there are always going to be people who try to shut it down, but that's why we need to stick together. And I guess that's what I'm here for. I can't sit back and let the animation industry die. Not now. I have to try to do something. And I guess this is it, because there's not a whole lot else I can do other than talk about it. But sometimes conversations can change a lot. So we'll just see where this goes. I may be extremely personally biased when it comes to the How to Train Your Dragon live action adaptation. God, try saying that 10 times fast. But if there was ever a film that I want to tank more than ever, that one. Nobody asked for it. And I know there are some people out there who, when I've brought it up, they'll say, oh yeah, I'll go see it. I think it'd be cool. But I know there's more out there who would say, we didn't want this. We need to speak up. If we could bully a studio to change the main protagonist's character model, i.e. for the Sonic film, Sonic the Hedgehog, remember the original design? And how we literally bullied the studio to change it? You really think we can't shut down an entire production? I think we can. And I think we should. It doesn't need to exist. It needs to stop. And if you're one of the people who want to go see it, who think it's a cool idea, I'm totally okay with that. I am just stating that I don't agree with you. We can, I have a friend who said that to me when I told them about it. They said maybe they'll change some stuff and it'll make it worth going to see. That's fine. Everyone's allowed to have their opinion. Just accept that there are people who don't share that opinion. But I think, at the end of the day, we can all agree on one thing. Every single one of us in the How to Train Your Dragon fandom, or even outside of it, who appreciate How to Train Your Dragon, or even the ones who don't appreciate How to Train Your Dragon, I think there is one thing, cosmically, that we can agree on. That if it does not happen, is anyone really gonna be butthurt about it? I think that's the real sentiment I wanted to get across. It only took me 30 minutes to get there. Sorry if this video got rambly, guys. I know it probably did, but I felt like I needed to talk about it, specifically me, just because of my experiences that this film brought me, because of where I felt like the animation industry is going and where I still want to push it to go. But thank you guys for listening. Bradley actually said that I should use my videos to try to rationalize more of my thoughts, and he's right. When I actually have to sit down and think before what I say on my videos, it does help me rationalize a little bit. Keeps me from my emotional breakdowns. My new coping mechanism is making video blogs, so maybe I'll do that more often, guys. Sorry, this took a turn. Thank you guys for watching, though. I have no idea when this video is going up. I'm assuming next week, because I'll be able to edit it. I just don't want to edit it right now. Maybe next week, but be ready, regardless. Around the 10th of March, I will be going live with Mask of the Lunar Eclipse. My link to my Discord and Twitter are down below, and that's where I post all of my updates. So if you guys want to keep up on when this stuff is happening, like, especially Discord. I use Discord so much. Wait, I have a community tab too. I should really use that, shouldn't I? Anyway, if you want to stay up to date, Discord is your best option. So go ahead and join the Discord. I post updates. We all have some casual conversation. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.